Welcome back, everyone. I'm Shinigami Tavris, and we're sailing the seas. I love the like. Are you still muted? No, I'm not fucking muted, dickhead. I've just been quiet, listening to my fucking intro music, so that like I didn't fucking say anything because the mic is actually live during my intro. I have it set up. Basically, what it does,
It pops a
OBS,
sequence.
yeah, it pops a sequence, but the sequence cuts on um so it pulls up the thing that everybody's looking at right now, which is just me chatting, with the chat window off to the side, and overlays on top of it the video. And once the video is over, it cuts it removes the video from the overlay. So the whole time that the video is running, where it shows the little clips that we've put together, um,
hmm
my mic is live, so like I could be fucking talking over it and everything else. So I have to basically shut the fuck up for that 1 minute,
I got you.
which I don't mind. Um, but yeah, love how I have a green skeleton next to me. Speaking of green skeleton next to me,
Well, the whatchamacallit switched over. It was Flameheart, but now it's a regular fleet.
so what are we doing? I didn't see a Reaper on the.
No, there wasn't one on the board.
Okay. I say we run merchant and we just do a merchant grind.
I'm done.
We haven't done a merchant grind in a while, so throw down our. I gotta get rid of quests because I got 3 of the fucking fleets.
Yes, I just tossed all of mine. Cargo run.
I vote for an emissary.
And
How nice
yeah, I
to
have
see
one
you.
cargo run and 2 regulars.
Excellent. Well, I got a cargo run and 2 regulars as well, so we'll do 1 cargo run. I'll purchase 1 cargo run and one regular.
I'll purchase all 3 of them just so I have them.
Well, my thought process is we'll drop both the cargo runs right now, gather what they are, and do 1 regular. And when we stop to deliver stuff with the regular, we can see if there's more cargo runs.
Oh wait, no.
I don't know whose that was, but god damn it! I need to convert that back to column. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
okay.
A lot of plants. And then 1 regular, shit.
Don't bring the cloth if there's cloth.
Yeah, there's 1 cloth.
Because I'm sitting in throwing water in. Nope, it's not. Does your GPU encoding do okay? It's not bad. I mean, it's a little slow because it's older, but it's not bad. I would like a better GPU, but I'm gonna hold off and actually just, instead of buying a better GPU, because if I bought a better GPU, I'd want to buy one. I don't want to buy a top of the line for this system.
I would wait till the 30 series comes out. They're already talking the 30 series is supposed to come out by the end of the year, which will drop the rest of the prices down.
So what I'm thinking about doing, well, see, I'm only getting a 10 series if I'm going to upgrade this one. Because I'm running a 960, remember?
Oh yeah, well no, but you know what I mean, like, you know, usually when a generation comes out, like, they drop the prices of most shit.
Yeah, but
regardless.
the problem is the 10 series is starting to become obsolete. AKA nobody's going to carry it.
Oh yeah, well, I'll just go with the 1660.
Well, that's what I was talking about, is something like that. The 1660 is going out of it, like it's gonna.
No, 1660 is just it's a refresh of the 10 series.
Oh, is it?
Mhm. Yeah, that's not a brand new thing, dude. You don't have to worry about that going out. That's not even, I think, a year and a half old. If anything, they'll be coming out with like the 1670 and 1680 soon. That's just for shiggles, I'm sure.
Because basically what I want to do is I just want to get an upgrade, like a better one for this computer. Because what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is, like, I'm gonna keep this computer as my streaming computer. Like, it does nothing other than streaming. I just need a better graphics card for it at this point.
What do you have in it right now? Like a 970?
960.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Grab the cloth and that was it.
Yeah, I grabbed everything. Actually, I can tell you off of, if I go to my mixer. Because I put all of my stats on my mixer.
Yes. You have your complete build on there?
Yeah. At least I did. AMD FX 8350 and an NVIDIA GTX 960 with a Razer Kiyo webcam, Razer Kraken TE headphones, Razer Naga Chroma mouse, Blue Yeti microphone.
Cool. To Crooks, that's an easy one.
But yeah, the NVIDIA GT 960, it's an older, and just needs to be upgraded.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, like, if
it's still good. It's just definitely getting there.
Right, and that's the problem is I have a couple of dropped frames, not from
It's from the encoding process.
Yeah. So you need to drop your next mission, like your cargo. Let's go ahead and get 2 cargos out there.
No, that I dropped my cargo.
Nope. We voted on mine.
Oh shit, you dirty whore.
I didn't know which one we voted on. That's the reason I was... But I checked afterwards.
Devil's Rage.
God damn it. And where is this going? Crooks Hollow.
The exact opposite direction. It's not too bad though. We're literally smack dab between the two right now.
Yeah, I was just hoping that...
It was gonna be Crooks Hollow.
No, I was hoping it'd be here so that we could just get our stuff and then afterwards,
thinking, my
yeah,
friend.
afterwards, go ahead and like get our crates and whatnot for the chickens. You see where I was going?
Oh yeah.
Um, wishing my laptop was the earlier Alienware where the cards were upgradable, but Dell screwed that up after buying them out. Even the newest AMD Threadripper APUs has to be use an extra video card like Nvidia.
Did
Um,
you just say AMD Threadripper?
that's what broadcaster said.
Jesus Christ. That's a bunch of CPU power.
My Dell Inspiron 15555 is all APU only and no extra slot for gaming video card option. Um, Actually, there is a way to do a video card option uh, on most laptops. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's most of the time not worth it because it bottlenecks.
Um, what do we want to run for the ship?
Um, oh, that's so hard to choose, dude. It's like, do we want to play it like, do we want to play like incognito, or do we want to drop our $20 bills on the goddamn ship? Because I mean, we could just straight up, like, I could put my moving hand on the front. All hail mighty conquer.
While you were debating, I was like, I'll just put the squirrel up and see if we stick with the squirrel or go elsewhere. Uh, Threadrippers are all APU, not just CPU. It's both CPU and GPU. Yeah, but like any
Wait, what
okay,
gen Threadripper are you running?
so any APU though is technically just a CPU. It does
It's just
not.
got a couple cores dedicated for graphics processing.
Yeah, they're not. He has an AMD A10 Bulldozer APU.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, I say we go get. God damn it. I say we go down to the Devil's Ridge. Pick up what we need there. And then we can do these weird, like, I don't know. Hopefully we go, we're going in the same direction at that point, you know?
It's a quad core processor up to 4.1 gigahertz. Integrated graphics. Should we already have determined that? It's an AM4. It's an AM4 socket, dude. They've been using AM4 for so long.
Wait. That's what the new ones are, right? AM4?
Yeah. Oh, okay, no, no, no. It's AM4 or FM2. Like, I guess they've been using the A10 has been around for long enough that it's on 2 different architectures.
Because I was about to say, I'm on the AM3 socket, the 3 Plus, and
Oh shit, he said it's but he said he's only using it on a notebook, right?
yeah.
Uh, that's a completely different monster though, because that's undervolted compared to a desktop A10 series. So that's up to 2.8 gigahertz. So that's like wow, dude, that's like half of the performance of the desktop A10. Oh, that makes my brain hurt.
So, anyways, my day is it's been a day. Like I've been very unproductive. Like I got my work done, like my paperwork. I finally did that, even though I meant to do it like back on Tuesday. I've got a miniature printing right now on my 3D printer. That took a while because God knows what because of my I've not ran my printer since I've started running the air conditioner, and yeah, that made a big fucking difference on printing. I didn't
I bet.
realize how fucking different. Like, I had to align my whole printer. I fucked up like 4 prints early on. Luckily, like I noticed that they were fucked up early, but
I bet that does because it solidifies quicker.
yeah. Think AM3 and AM4 can be overclocked with the AMD Overdrive still, but not with the new AMD Ryzen Master software. Uh, no, you can still overclock anything, even with the Ryzen software.
Yeah, with Ryzen, you can overclock anything. It's just you have to be really careful because if you overvolt anything, you could fucking fry your chip.
Anyways, things I was thinking about. What were we talking about? Oh, I was thinking about getting. So you think the 1660 would be like? What's the price on that? Do you even know?
1660's been hovering around 200 bucks.
I can afford that, I think.
It's one of those things where it's either you can go for the 1660 or the 2060 for like 50 to 100 bucks more. So it really depends on the sales and whatnot at that point. Krakens fall for this one. Fuck off!
Well, that's going in the same direction, so that's all that I care about is we're going in the same direction.
I know, I just don't like Krakens fall.
You and me both. Um, it's not ink; it's plastic. So what it does is the AC. So the way that a 3D printer works is it heats up the plastic and then extrudes it, and it has a fan on it that'll help cool it as it's being extruded in a pattern. And once the pattern, like once it starts, it dries pretty quickly. Um, but the thing is the air conditioner makes it dry quicker than it normally does, so it doesn't. The what's been happening to my prints.
So it's been actually completely solid before it even hits the bed.
Well, it's hitting the bed and not sticking to the bed enough to, uh,
Create your raft.
yeah, to create the like tension it needs that it can like build on top of itself.
So either it needs to calibrate and go to a higher temp or print faster.
I upped the temperature and it fixed it instantly. I went from printing at I currently print at 200 degrees, and I went to 220.
Gotta love it. Dude, that fruit crate has 44 something pieces in it.
Okay, I'm gonna get start getting the ship closer so that we can harpoon all this shit on. You're still a skeleton, and it's so funny watching you T-pose jump.
Am I actually T-posing when I jump?
Well, It's hard to describe what the fuck that is.
Is that the last thing, or is there one more?
I think there's one more.
Alright, I'm gonna start shooting, or harping one. Yeah, it's the cloth.
Okay, I put Kraken's Falls plants further back. Oh, you got a plant that's withering? Oh. I think I caught them right as they were starting to wither. You know what? Pull my ass a little closer. Make this a little easier.
And apparently I am meant to fucking... Dude.
What?
Jump out real quick, off to the side. Right here.
Oh,
There's gonna be an entrance to something here.
what do you mean?
Look at the way the rocks are formed.
Not necessarily.
It just kind of like gives me a flashback to Heart of Fire. Because it looks like dip sides to that cliff.
You know, you could be like swimming the plants over, and the bottles, anything that can get bit, just to like speed this process up.
Eh. More fun to watch you suffer.
Oh shit! Get him! Get him! Get him!
Why you gotta go doing that?
Whew.
Fuck. Isn't there's? I know you can. Ah, fuck it. You'll sit there. Is there seriously only one rum bottle? Oh yeah, 'cause there's 2 cloth.
3 cloth.
Can you double stack them on top of each other? Oh yeah. It's just more for organization of where the destination is. Kind of like all the plants in the back now go, or all the plants further toward the front of the ship go to Krakens. All these plants go to Crooks.
Okay.
That's a fruit crate. All those go to Krakens.
Make a vote.
One. Dude, did you see the post on Discord
Holy fuck.
from Sea of Thieves this morning?
Yes.
What the fuck?
What do you mean? Like, seriously.
Can't believe. Dude, they're gonna freaking private server.
They've been talking about it for a while now. But they're not gonna private server. You did
Okay.
realize what they were doing,
Yeah.
right?
I do have to yeah, the one thing that I do have though I'm happy about is at least there's no way of progressing through the game on a private server,
Exactly.
because that defeats the purpose of playing the fucking game.
So the only thing that a private server is designed for is like they have a lot, and they say they already help facilitate. Like you can reach out to Rare, and like say we wanted to do Spirate games or
Yeah,
pirate
Spire
games,
Games or NAL or something like that.
right? Well, Spirate Games is the prime example because NAL is on a private arena server, which they do that as well. But Spirate Games actually takes place on an actual server, and so you want to do Spirate Games. We've got enough people that we can play it, so we're gonna set up 2 ships that are gonna play it, and the whole point of it is we're playing against each other.
Dude, that'd be so much fun if we can get like 4 galleons together and do Spire Games.
Right. And currently Rare will, like, if you have, you gotta show the fact that you've got enough players and you've got enough alternates and that it's going to be worth their time, not to mention you have to already be a content creator for it. That's the big thing, is you're going to be a content creator.
It does sound like that they are, well, that's the current situation. From what it sounds like, they are planning on making a paid server situation eventually.
Well, yes.
Because I did read Joe Neat's blog post.
Right. So what they're talking about on that one is still, currently they do that for free. They make you a server for free to do Spirate Games. The problem is that takes up one of their servers that other people could be using. So what they're talking about doing is not making it, instead of making it to where, like, so that other people can't just be like, hey, I'm gonna just take over this server and, like, do jack shit with it.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it where it costs money to, like, hey, I'm gonna do Spirate Games. Okay, if we're doing Spirate Games, it's gonna cost us $20 for the server for an hour or 2. You know.
Yeah.
Well, what do you
It
do?
makes sense.
What do you do?
Yeah.
You don't. Everybody who's playing in Spirate Games cost you $3 to play,
Yeah. Charge them for it, and then
and then you pay it up front. You get your money back. You get a server. Like, to me, that's not that bad.
no, it's not.
and-
Like, dude, take a look at how much it used to cost for Battlefield servers.
And what they're aiming for is you're not gonna keep it forever. You're keeping it temporarily. But they have to make money off of it somehow, and they're gonna have to invest in more servers to be able to do that. And that's what they're mainly worried about, is like, if they invest in all of these extra servers, how are they gonna afford them? So that's the reason they're talking about charging for those servers.
I think eventually, if it comes down to it, they're going to end up making private server options. Like you can, like almost like you can have a private Minecraft server on the Java edition.
Yeah.
Just have your own IP address, plug and chug, load your own world, ta-da, there you go. Happy New Year. Because I honestly think that would probably be a good way for them to alleviate cost on their end too. Because you know people would buy servers for that shit. I mean, I would. Because you can buy servers for cheap.
But I don't know. So now I remember. We keep getting sidetracked. There was something I was gonna say.
We're so terrible at it.
Yeah, I know. So one of the things that I was talking about upgrading my video card, and I think I've discussed it with you before. I'm already planning on buying a new PC so that I can actually do PC gaming.
Yes, you have.
And doing PC gaming, I still want to have this PC that I'm currently streaming from as my streaming PC. Uh,
Understandable.
all it does is streaming, and all the other one does is gaming. Man, we got a lot of pigs that we gotta pick up. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And where do they have to go?
Ancient Spire.
Okay.
So guess where we're coming back to? But we need to get a boom barrel too.
Yeah, that'll be easy.
You asked me how much a 1660's rolling for right now.
So,
Actually, okay, now here's the Zotac Gaming. Yeah, Zotac 1660 for $219. Most of them are going for like 250, 270. So
yeah.
at that point, I would say a 2080 or 2060 would be your best bet.
Yeah, but see, why do I want to put a 2060 into this computer that, like, it's gonna bottleneck on the fucking GPU at that point? Or the CPU?
Encoding.
No, that's what I'm saying, is it's gonna bottleneck on the RAM and the CPU at that point.
Yeah, but well, the thing though is, dude, there's so much VRAM that it would offload all of that work into your encoding, into your GPU. It would be like there's nothing going on with your CPU at all. It's like my computer.
Well, see, that's the thing right now. My CPU is sitting at 5%. But my GPU is so
Is
fucking...
going to catch fire in a fiery inferno.
yeah.
I know exactly what you mean, dude. Yeah, like, I think, what was it, the Zotac was 219. Okay, no, it's about $100 more to go to a 2060, so bear in mind. But
Yeah,
it also,
but see,
it's 50-50 with sales.
I don't know. But the other thing that I got to keep in mind also is the new Xbox is coming out, and I don't know about you, but I do plan to get it. I'm a big like I really love having a console. I don't know why. You there?
Yeah, I've seen this computer before, actually.
Um,
This computer is gorgeous, by the way. The people that make this computer they're fucking geniuses with their water blocks. It's insane.
water cooled.
Yeah, they do water blocks into the paneling of the case.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just fucking gorgeous.
I mean, I used to do a water cooled system. The again, it gets into the whole like I don't have a lot of money to dump on shit like that. Especially right now, where my job is basically up in the fucking air.
As much as I hate to say it is ironically fluid.
Yes. I mean, like, this week I got, what was it? I worked an actual 8 hours. Woo. That's all I worked was 8 hours. And that's what's killing me, is like, I'm used to getting, up
Going
to...
insane.
well, up to about 20 to 23 hours. Like I'd never worked a full 30 or 40. Um, I would get roughly 18 to 20 hours, like 18 to 23 hours.
Oh, that's right, because those dicks would offset your hours to the next week if you got close.
Yeah. Hey, talking about
For,
needing a boom barrel?
and this is when our ship explodes. I wanted to say it just to say it.
But,
Oh, by the way, the streamer I've been watching clips of lately, Freemason. He actually is pretty funny.
um, but, I don't know. It's just, Xbox One X 4K. No, no, no. I'm not talking about the One X. I'm talking about the, they have a whole new series. It's called the Series X. It'll be out in September, supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get the plants over and
Yeah. Oh, wrong one. Yeah. That's gonna be a good time. I like the fact that they're doing the S. Dude, it's a smart move on their end.
oh yeah, it's a smart move, but I'm still buying the full fledged.
Oh yeah. Well, see, for me, the S might be a good move.
Yeah, it's because you don't have you've got a PC, so you don't necessarily need.
Yeah, but yet I do like playing on console, so dropping $200 on a console would be more logic than spending fucking half the cost of a high performance gaming PC.
That's a skull, but um, no, I got you, dude. Like I got it. I understand that, and that's the if I knew for a fact that I was getting a high performance gaming PC, um, granted, ooh, I don't know because the Xbox Series X they're talking about it only being like what $500-600.
The X is supposed to only be 500, and the S is only $200, and that's where they're gonna kick PlayStation in the nuts.
Okay, so $500. How's that? How's what did you say that was the price of a high performance PC?
Well, okay, no, not half.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not.
I was
It's
gonna
it's a
say, it's enough for a GPU.
right
It's,
because
I think it's the thing. It might even be. It might the MSRP might be $599, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
still $600
It's not bad
because me and
for
you
an economic situation.
right. So the economic situation we're in, plus uh, me and you priced me building a good
Yeah.
gaming computer the other day,
And
and
it
that
put you
was
at $1,200.
no put me at 2,000.
Oh yeah. Sorry, that was for the like mid-range.
1,200 was no, that was the low range of like getting a gaming PC that I'd be upgrading within a couple of months.
Uh, Overshot the ladder that time.
Because like you can get a gaming PC for 1,200, yes, but like it's gonna be
Oh shit.
we got somebody coming in.
No. Do not go for the rum bottles. Let me get them off the table because I just voted to cancel. It's really easy to vote to cancel by the way I place the stupid ass things.
It's funny the fact that I got them off without any issue.
Stupid. But you know what? If I have to drop $200 to get another Xbox, I'm gonna have no problem with that, considering this one that I have right now has literally lasted me a whole generation.
Right, and see that's the reason I don't mind spending the $600 on a new Xbox. Is like I haven't bought an Xbox um, in I don't know how long.
Yeah. Since we had to buy it, sorry, you managed to get it without the Kinect. I had to buy mine with a Kinect because they were dicks.
Well, mine was the first one without a Connect, like first generation without a Connect, and you had a choice actually to buy it with a Connect or without. And I want to say that was only 6 or 8 months after the release, anyways.
Oh yeah, it's because it was a big hubbub.
Um, but I don't know. It just to me, with it's still. I didn't wait that long to get one, so it's not like oh you waited 2 years after the Xbox One came out. No, I got one when it first came out, basically. Um, I didn't. Oh, I know what I did. I remember now. So the Xbox, they always have winter releases, and I waited till my birthday, so March. So it came out in like November, and I bought it in March. Well, that's
Gotcha.
to me. That's
Dude, I need to pre-order Cyberpunk real soon.
When does it come out?
It doesn't come out till October. But every single time I see anything new about it, it just looks fucking better and better.
Okay, I got the cloth. What animals do we need to pick up here? There are chickens and snakes.
Alright, I just watered the plants down here. Chickens, snake. We need a golden snake, a black scaled snake, and a black chicken.
Okay. Black chicken's over next to the dock.
I got the chicken crate, going for it.
Okay, so right. So the problem with what you're saying there, broadcaster, you hate buying something only to find out a month later that there's something better at the same price. Uh, um, Xbox didn't make anything better in 6 months. That 6 months time, nothing really drastically changed.
Let's put it this way. There's always going to be a refresh or an upgrade at some point.
Right.
It's just more or less of when are you going to be disappointed or left out of that circle.
And that's the thing is you have to. Why do they keep adding letters to their consoles? Um,
The reason they kept the naming scheme the way it is right now is because they're trying to keep it uniform, because it's technically all in the same family of consoles. Because Xbox One games are going to work out of the box immediately with the Series X games, or Xbox Series X console. So instead of just naming it, like, completely rebranding it, they are trying their darndest to kind of make it all one happy little family. Which one did you get? The black?
yeah.
Okay.
And the other reason about adding letters to it, think of it more like, so the Xbox One is the original, and then
Just be careful. I have the chicken like on the top deck in the middle.
yeah, I noticed, which was stupid.
Yeah, I realized that after I admit it was fucking stupid.
Chicken is like captain's quarters. Fuck that song. But so the reason that they were adding letters to begin with was the whole they just had the original and then they made one that was better. But the better one didn't come out for like 3 years. And at the same time that the better one came out, they also made a slim version at the same time.
Fuck this slim.
Which that's the S. The S is just all it stands for is slim version. And the S,
Where's Mr. Chicky at?
captain's quarters underneath the ammo box.
Alright. I'm sorry, Mr. Chicky.
The ammo, the S has slightly better stuff than the regular Xbox One, but it's not the full upgrade that the X is.
Slightly faster processor. It's very, very easy to fix. Modular design. It's down to like 40% of the size of the original build of the Xbox One.
I've seen an HP laptop that connected to the Xbox 4K. The laptop costs like 10 to 20 times more than the console. Yeah, and that's the thing is like that's my thing about buying a console nowadays. And there's going to be people that's going to argue with me, but most games come out on a console, and why should I have to spend $2,000 to $3,000 on a machine that will do the same thing? And everybody's like, well, you don't get the graphics that you do with a PC. How many people actually notice those graphic differences?
True.
And then when you get into the like so say I have an Xbox One X which does have the 4K, at that point, really, where is the graphic difference?
Yeah. See, like, it's. I'll tell you what. The difference between 4K and 1080p is insane, though.
It is. Don't get me wrong. I understand that one. We do have we got. Whoa! You're gonna have to stop playing. I think we got somebody where we need to go. We got a break where we need to go. Pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, it's a Reaper's brig at that. Shit. They get the Reapers. Not a Reaper emissary, but Reaper flag rig.
Alright, so we need to fucking hide.
There's no hiding at this point. Like, okay, so the Samsung 8K is not actually 8K. That is true. um,
More like 6K.
whoa. Shit.
What the fuck?
Turn this around.
You say goodbye, boss.
I don't know, we might be able to get out of it in time. Get us in the wind. Okay, so here's the thing. Samsung is not known for being top of the line.
I
If
would
you,
honestly trust LG before I would trust them.
I wouldn't trust LG. Do you know who you trust? There is a company that whenever they say that their TV is 4K or 8K, it's going to be that.
What company is it?
Panasonic.
I believe it.
And the reason why is Panasonic is the TV company in Japan that created 4K.
They create the standards.
Yep. And if they create the standard, they're gonna put it in their thing. I learned that when I lived in Japan. The company that follows suit, typically the quickest, another Japanese company, Toshiba.
I was gonna say I was originally gonna say Toshiba because Toshiba's really big too.
That's who I typically purchase is Toshiba. Toshiba's going to be behind Panasonic. They're also going to be cheaper than Panasonic, but that's because you're not getting it for another year or two after Panasonic's had their full dibs on it.
I was actually going to say Mitsubishi would even be a possibility because don't they make TVs over there?
Mitsubishi is called, yeah, it's called National
This is,
over there.
let's say we've had this conversation about
Yeah.
Mitsubishi, but because I know Mitsubishi, aka National, also makes a lot of jumbotrons in the United States.
Yeah. Okay,
Nowadays.
reason I won't pay $200 for a so-called 43-inch 4K TV that's not truly 4K, it's a ripoff. Okay, so Roku? Roku is not a TV company. No point in buying like Roku is not a. Everybody,
Are you talking about
everybody.
the TCL panel.
Yeah, he is probably. No. Roku made an actual TV at one point, and then TCL started making their own stuff, making stuff for Roku. Okay.
What's this say?
Anybody that knows it, if you are buying a TV, it has. You're not buying a smart TV. Don't buy a smart TV. Don't buy one that attaches to the internet, because Panasonic and Toshiba and all of those, anything that has extra electronics in it, they have to take.
It has to downgrade itself to work with the electronic.
Yep. So if you want a true 4K or so forth, you have to buy just a TV. Which is essentially, you at this time, in most markets of the world, if you're buying just a TV, you're buying a monitor. And the reason I say that is terrestrial TV in America is basically dead. Yes, it still exists, but you don't get what? Oh shit! Shit! Red barrel, red barrel. Cells up. But the next thing on that list is like if you're buying a TV, and I hate to say this, $200, that's not bad for buying a it's not true 4K, but it's gonna be
It's an
better.
entry level.
Yeah, it's not gonna be bad anyways. Like you're at least getting something better than 1080 at that point. But $200, you're not actually buying a good TV anyways, in my opinion.
Dude,
Uh,
I would say always look at reviews online too, because those are where you honestly get the true, like, because I've looked online at certain TVs reviews and like found out like most of the time, like, I can't remember the name of the brand, but one of the
sells all the
brands
way
that
up.
I looked at,
Yeah.
one of the brands I looked at, like their panels have like a failure rate of like 80% after a year.
Um,
And it's like, oh god.
you always look at reviews and blogs, right? And see, that's the thing is you need to look at reviews and blogs, and you need to and even it being on Amazon, it doesn't matter where it comes from. $200 is like a low range TV too. Like
Oh yeah, 100%.
um, it could come from the Toshiba manufacturer or a Toshiba dealer. And like if it's just a $200 TV, most of the time you're getting a lower end TV. Like be prepared for it. Not to say that a $200 TV is not a good TV. I would still spend $200 on a
I was
TV
gonna
like
say,
that.
$200 is fucking $200.
Um,
Like, I mean, that's better than the fucking TV I have now. But I've had this TV for fucking 6 years now. Ooh, no, probably about 8 years now. And this panel's still kicking.
Whatever happened to plasma TVs? Plasma TVs suck dick when it comes to true coloring.
I was gonna say, between uh, bleeding out, like burn in and shit like that, those things died.
Plasma TVs, one, the for some reason the plasma didn't like always hold charge properly. Two, the coloring was wrong. Like the big thing for a lot of people is getting black blacks, and plasma cannot get a black black.
OLED. If you really want your blacks to be black and true color, go for an OLED panel.
And see, if you're I got a 32-inch HD TV from an old guy about 10 months ago for $30. Did okay for near 1080i at 720 HD. Had the
I was gonna
adjustments,
say,
but it's a closest. Right. Okay. So, okay. Again, with the whole, you say that you're a technician, like
bang, bang for buck, man, bang for buck.
you should know, being a technician, that like things you should know about most of this. Like I'm not even a TV tech, and or anybody that does it. Like I just did a lot of research.
I just want to get a panel that runs at like somewhere between like what 90 hertz to 120 hertz, and runs at 4K. Yeah, then that'd be where we'd be about happy, right there. Yeah.
See, that's my next purchase. Probably it was 60 hertz. Okay. Um, my next purchase is probably going to be a decent. Like, I'm still running on an old Toshiba 1080. I don't have a 4K TV. Which is part of the reason I could care less about the One X. Like, yeah, the One X would give me a better processor, better GPU, all this other bullshit. but what good does it do me when I can't actually see 4K?
When you can't appreciate 4K value, yep, exactly. Well,
Um,
that's why my wife was like, well, why do we need a 4K TV? And now that we have a computer that can output it, I'm like, hey, about that.
and see, I'm in that boat. I need to buy myself a new TV because I still like watching. I do watch a lot of movies and I watch a lot of TV shows, and I don't like watching it on a small screen. Um,
Yup.
and I know we all make. I'm in the boat with everybody else where everybody was saying the Xbox players can't read the fucking screen because they're sitting across. Dude, even if I wasn't an Xbox player, I'd still be sitting across my fucking my living room, playing on my computer if I
Dude,
could.
that's what I do right now. Like I'm on my computer the same exact way I'd be doing with my Xbox. I'm just using a keyboard and a mouse instead.
Um,
Like it it doesn't matter what I'm playing. I'm still in the same position, in the same room, doing the same shit.
and for years, I ran. I had a 1080 projector,
That'd be awesome.
and for years I ran that. And when I was moving to Japan, the guy that I was living with, he was like, "Well, what are you gonna do with your projector?" And I was like, "I'll sell it to you for X." He's like, "Done," because I had no use for it, and I knew by the time I knew when I went over to Japan originally, I was like, I'm not coming back at least for 2 to 3 years, and at that point, that projector has sat for 2 to 3 years, or my family has used it for 2 to 3 years without doing proper maintenance on it, and it's going to be dead. So
Yeah.
I was perfectly willing to sell it to the dude for like dirt, on the factor of like, I don't need it. I don't need it. And when I say dirt, like I gave it to him for like whatever the going rate for like the model below it was.
Nice.
Hey Tally, oh you like my Primal Rage shirt? I like being in a Primal Rage. I don't work for the casino anymore. Not since 2017. Been dis- Casino. Oh. But I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those like
What do we need? Pig wise? Pink and black, black and gold.
there was a pink and black over near the lady.
Yeah. I'm just grabbing a crate and gonna go look. Considering we need one of each except for the, like, naked one.
Pink and black, black. Okay, yeah. Keep in mind, we gotta feed these sons of bitches too.
There are bananas in the bottom barrel.
Yeah. How you been doing, Tally? Broadcaster, like what you just said, trying to get by with what you can from the government till you can find a better job. Like that's everybody right now.
Yep.
Where the fuck did that pink and gold go?
That
Oh,
motherfucker.
dude, I love the fact that fucker like it knew we were coming for it. Pieced the fuck
Yep.
out.
Yeah, it literally just deuced. Or the snakes got to it. But I see a golden one.
You get the gold. Yep.
I hear another pig over here somewhere. I think. These fuckers usually pack up, so
Did the quest ever have you get the pigs? Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. We don't normally play these quests because we hate these quests.
Plus, you have to feed these little fuckers.
Oh, is that a black one? I got a black pig. They're rich.
Oh, that's right. We also have the, whatchamacallit? The ones we, the fruit crate. We picked up that fruit crate. It'll help us out.
Dude, the pig fucking had a fucking conniption when I got close to the snakes.
So you got the black one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, pink and black.
There's a pink pig right here next to the boat.
Pink and black?
Nope. Oh shit! That's a boom barrel. Regular pink. I figured if the pink one was over next to the ship, maybe the pink and black like followed suit, and like maybe skirted the water like that. Wait, what is that over there? I saw one.
You found one?
Hold on. I saw a pig over there. I don't know what color it is. Regular pink.
There's a barrel sitting in the water now. Just a heads up.
Yeah, it's fun. We just need one barrel.
Pretty sure it's only one.
Oh yeah, it's one of everything. Ooh. How big are you? You're just random big. Never understood why the pigs were the only ones that needed feeding.
The ones that just kind of like disappear and shit.
Pink and black with me. It's in the middle bay, like the bay.
Coming.
Not where the woman is.
So look, a gold pig. Fuck off.
I'm staring at him.
Alright.
Just down there next to the water.
Okay.
There he is. See him? Get him! Get him! Woo!
Alright, I'll see you at the ship. Go see if those pigs need fed.
Metal Finger, how you doing? Also rotating the ship. They're good. Because we're going to Ancient Isle, right? Yeah, Ancient Spire. This should get us 5, and if it gets us 5, we'll do the 5 quest, and then I say that'd be it for us for the night.
Oh.
Also love the fact that we're gonna have to skirt to get over there because the fucking Skelly Fleet's still out. We're good, middle finger. We're just, goofing off. Sailing the seas. Playing with the animals. Playing Noah's Ark.
That Reapers is at Devil's Ridge, south side.
Well, I mean,
Just
we should be able to just
cash out.
cash out
Run
quickly. Yeah, cash out, grab our thing, and run away.
Run away!
And we could probably take our emissary down once we start doing the emissary quest.
If it be necessary, though.
Yeah.
Because that's all bonus.
This is
Bonus
the way.
cash.
This is the way I'm looking at it right now.
Dude, my left shoulder is like tense as fuck all of a sudden.
Yeah, we got 3 pigs, 1 chicken, and 2 snakes, and a boom barrel. All having to go to that island right there. Where's that Reaper's at and what's it doing?
Fell to the south side of Devil's Ridge.
Feed the piggy.
Aw, shit.
I heard it scream.
Quit whining like a bitch.
So next up should be the black one to whine. The only reason I say we can take our emissary down, yeah, it gets us extra gold, and extra reputation, but like, we're so close to these assholes, I don't want them to like get an idea.
True.
Anyone try to start a fight? That's what we're worried about. Is there's these assholes here. Typically, if you're running that type of ship where we can see you on the map, that means you're perfectly willing to start a fight, and we don't really want to right now. Okay, come on up and get ready to pull up sails.
Alright. Probably not even gonna need to feed the pig one.
Okay, sails up. Grabbing the boom barrel.
Oh, you dick.
What?
Fucker spat at me all the way across the yard arm.
bacon.
Cheap bacon. Oh yeah. Here's the expensive bacon. Oh.
4,000, yeah.
Oh. Let's do more Noah's Arking sometime, man. Shoot.
We got exquisite spices we can give her.
Oh shit.
Dude, those exquisite spices, holy crap. Steven from Steven Spoils and Galleon's Grave Outpost. Okay.
Damn it. I almost had it.
Drop sales. Dude, I'm so close to 70 on Order of Souls. The one I'm gonna hate fucking leveling up is the goddamn Athenas.
Oh yeah. What? It's getting to 820. You think his struggle's gonna be real? I know.
I still need to also get Reapers. Once I hit 75 on everything, it's gonna be one of those. I'm just gonna be like, okay, let's dump everything to Reapers.
By the way, they took their flag down or left the server.
Thank God.
I mean, if they took their flag down, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but dude, I forget who I was watching the other day, but somebody was running a Reaper flag like that, and they were using it basically to scare people away so that they could just do PvE. And they got fucking upset when another Reaper's flag, like an actual Reaper, showed up and fucking ate them alive.
Dude, that's hilarious. Sure, it wasn't narrow.
Man, I'm hoping that the stuff we pick up here from Stevens is going to be towards the wilds, because I really, really don't. You know? Because Steven from Steven Spoils. Oh, we're collecting 10 from him? Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, there's 10 and 10.
Damn, dude.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be one solid fucking payout.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I work 2 to close.
Sucks.
Oh yeah.
Reapers is all you've been working on? Ooh, my 3D model finished. Yay! I hope it turned out good. So I've only been printing terrain here recently, like houses, boats, shit like that. So I haven't printed an actual like miniature for the game in quite a while. And I'm getting low on filament. So being low on filament, I don't have enough filament to make like big fucking houses and shit like that. So I was like, I'm just gonna like print a miniature for the first time in forever. But the detailing on miniatures is so like fine that like I don't know how well it's gonna turn out because I haven't been doing miniatures and haven't been really like spending the time to like get the fine detailing on a printer for a while.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be my first one to see what it looks like. We're pointed in the direction we need to go.
Yes, we are.
I'm gonna cut the printer off and let it cool down, and then I'm gonna get the print off in a second.
Sure, our Lord and Savior God protect us.
Actually, the bed had already cooled down enough that I could get it done. So.
I hope the shit we pick up from here goes to Galleon's grave.
That'd be awesome.
That would make my life easy, please.
I'd be even happy with it going to like shark bait or something like that.
Sure.
Or not shark bait, but shipwreck.
I'd rather go to Marauder's Arch than go to fucking Sharkbait.
Yeah, I was about to say. I went the wrong direction there.
Say, I will fucking cut you.
I'm guessing that my friends went out to drink without me because, like, in our group, our drinking group, I just got home. Same. And I'm like, the fuck, you assholes.
Bitches.
Sails up. I've learned that I can't be the.
It's 11:39, you bitches. What are you talking about?
It's midnight.
Oh, that's right. Your bars are like 100% closed at that point.
Yeah, which sucks dick. Now, if we go to one of the bigger cities in town, like the bar closest to my house shuts down at midnight, which makes no fucking sense to me.
Oh, cool downpour. Fun. I've only been waiting for that to happen all fucking day.
Oh, rain.
Oh yeah. I can hear it through my headphones, dude.
Where are these going? 3 paces east? Figure out where the fuck that is. It's on the way to Galleon's grave. Like it's just north of Kraken's Fall.
That's that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Please don't be a storm to the point where I lose my fucking power. I will be very disappointed.
I'm curious where Lotus is. Like, Lotus has missed all of tonight. Is she in your chat?
Unless you be lurking hardcore.
I was about to say, like, she hasn't, like, popped my lights, nothing. I'm like, huh? We got enough cloth?
Yeah, right. She's probably joyriding her new car. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Fucking waves, dude. Fucking waves.
There. At least the ladder's on the way now.
Get a bucket or two of water. Okay, we're good. I forgot that I kept a bucket from where I emptied it.
Okay.
So much so that we're like, oh, whoa. How did I miss a plant?
Oh.
This guy's got. Does Steven have anything worth purchasing?
Watch your step.
Sea Dog pistol, Grand Animal compass.
My goodness.
Give him.
I straightened it out so it didn't.
Continue turning.
Yep. Flintlock.
Yeah, I took the flintlock and the compass. I could care less about the belt.
I already have the belt.
Actually, that's not a bad belt, so I guess I could pick it up. Especially since it's on sale, since it's at Stevens. Go ahead and drop sales once you get over there. We should be facing the right direction, northeast.
You. What have you got for me then? Get on your way.
I just hate the fact, like, so my friends know that I got tired of initiating the let's go go drinking thing, because used to I'd be the one that do the whole like let's go drinking and then nobody'd fucking show up. So I've stopped, and I don't like drinking alone. It's like the worst thing ever. So I stopped doing the whole like initiating, and I'm like, you guys need to tell me when you guys are going out and getting drunk, so that I can like join you. / maybe be DD. Oh,
This sounds. Oh god.
hold on. You know what we're gonna do?
Sound like we're sinking for 20 minutes.
Nope. Come pull out the water that's left in the bottom. You go dump your water.
Oh, it's too late, dude. We are officially cursed with a rickety ship. sweet Jesus.
I mean, even when I take the water out, it doesn't stop. Our ship's just glitched. God damn it. Hey, it went away finally. At least for me it did.
It did. Or I would have continued killing myself.
I mean, we still have like a little bit of a creek, but like,
It's normal.
yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's your whole ship like going.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's not like the ship is literally exclaiming, "Kill me."
Barrels on the left.
There's a couple boomers in there, so be careful.
Ooh, we got wood.
Dude, the drift on those freaking bullets are insane.
Thank you for splashing me in the face.
You are quite welcome. Wake up, motherfucker.
Oh, do these 2 missions, and then we're.
Ominous music.
I love it. Love it.
Song. I love how we can actually choose. Like, it's something that it's so simple that we finally can do. It's that, and I'm sorry.
What'd you pick?
Ditcher Sorrow.
Okay. I was trying to pick up Grog Maze. Is it Grog Maze? Okay. If I ever get the money, I will just build me a custom gaming PC. Forget the ready-made ones. Oh, know what I'm building myself. Right. So that broadcaster, that's what I did. The some of the ready-made ones. You have to pay attention. Like, some of the ready-made ones can actually be cheaper than you building it yourself sometimes. I'm not saying that it's always that way. It's very seldom is it that way. But sometimes it is like there was one and it pissed me off because it was out of stock when I went to purchase it. I didn't have the money for it when I first saw it, and then when I went back to get it, it was out of stock, and then they discontinued that ready-made. But the ready-made of it was, I did the math on it, and it was like $500 cheaper than building it myself. And I hate saying it, I'd rather pay somebody to build it and save money.
Plus, you got the warranty from that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is like look at when you're looking at the ready-made ones. And when I say ready-made, I'm not talking Dell or somebody like that. I'm talking like one of the companies.
Origin or
Yeah,
I can't remember the other, like Cyber Power. Or
Yeah.
something like that.
Um,
Power.
any of those companies, the iBuyPower, CyberPower, Origin, stuff like that. NZXT, yeah. People like that.
That's a good brand.
They will build you. Sometimes they will build you the computer like at cost.
Especially NZXT. Shit, they make half the products.
And that's the whole. So it's not going to be cheaper than building it yourself, but it's not going to be. But at the same time, it'll be the same price as building it yourself. And again, and that's including shipping. Again, wouldn't you rather somebody build it that knows what the fuck they're doing? If you know exactly what you're getting out of it? And that's the way that I look at it, is I'd much rather have somebody else build my PC that I can go back to and be like, hey, it's fucked up, you gotta fix it. Versus, like, I've built my own PC 5 times. And I've also had the instance of, like, purchasing and getting... so I purchased everything at the same time. I got a bad motherboard. So then I'm having to wait for the new motherboard to come in. And then when I get the new motherboard in, I found out the CPU's also bad. And it's just stupid shit like that where, like, then you're having to wait for stuff to get, like, back and forth. And I can fix mine and never had any trouble, even my laptops, but hate because I get used and not new. Right. So that's the thing. You're getting a used PC. You just named the problem. You don't even know what the person, like, you could have got a fucking old man that left it on 24/7, burned out the fucking
See, I would never like buy something like that used solely for the fact that unless it, like, if you're doing that, you want to make sure like you are fresh hard drive, pretty much like, you know, because like I would never use a hard drive that someone like that provided. Because you don't know what someone had on their goddamn hard drive.
The other thing about, like, a used PC, in my opinion, you don't know what you're getting on it. You don't know what they've technically been doing with it. Like I said,
fraudulent shit, illegal shit.
well, I'm not even talking about that. Like, what if they, like, overclocked it multiple times, and the whole reason they're getting rid of it is it's starting to die. At that point, you're buying a PC that's already broken.
See, I always expect the like worst out of human beings.
It was a pawn shop that sold it to me on eBay and got burned. Because after getting it, had a little problem, and it ends up being a reported chip on the motherboard that was screwed up. Exactly. And that's the whole reason I don't ever... I've only bought a few things used. I bought my last laptop used. for the factor of I wanted a certain laptop that they didn't make anymore to make it a Hackintosh. And as soon as I got it, like, I stripped it of everything. And when I say stripped it of everything, I mean, like, the only thing that was left on it was the fact that it had the processor and so forth that I needed to make my Hackintosh.
Welcome.
Question is what kind of board did it have?
But the
If it
one
was a laptop, if it was a laptop board, it had to have been some kind of like proprietary annoying POS bullshit
Farewell.
what do you mean?
for the Hackintosh.
Uh,
So
actually,
it's not like a standard ATX or anything like that.
no, it was.
A laptop.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it was just standard everyday laptop, like, motherboard. There's certain, so basically, you were cloning a MacBook Pro. The I was cloning a 2012 MacBook Pro, or
God damn it.
2010.
It's back. Maybe.
It's back.
Yeah, it's back.
But still, it's right. But see, that's the thing is I don't know. Like, the only I dislike Dell. I dislike HP. I dislike all of the like companies that do stuff like that. The only reason I bought the HP laptop that I bought was, like I said, my choice was buy an HP laptop, and it was a 1-year-old model for like $700, or go buy a new MacBook Pro for $1,800
Yeah. Fuck that.
because I needed a Mac to continue doing what I was doing. I do believe that I chose the right option there. Although a lot of people are like, well, you should have just got away from Mac, but like, you can all go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Hey, you gonna triple the amount of money in my wallet? Pay for my goddamn computer?
Well, not just that. I needed the Mac because I had business at that time, that I was using the Mac for business. Like, that was my source of income. So, like... Next one's gonna be an MSI if you can ever find one.
An MSI laptop. Those are pricey as fuck. They might throw some on sale here and there, but they're still like over 1,000 something bucks. They run hot though. I've been told that. Especially if it's Intel. I heard Intel chips run hot as fuck.
I mean, I've run Intel
Then again, if
for
you're getting a laptop, you can only do so much with thermals. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shipwreck Bay. I will take it.
Yeah, see, that's where I wanted to go with the original one, but I like accidentally said Shark Bait.
I'm putting everything at the edge of the dock. that goes.
What the hell did I... I snatched onto something on the island.
I don't know, but it was hilarious. It went straight through me.
Oh, I know.
Hi, Kitty.
Katie! You got a Katie Rose?
Kitty.
Oh.
No. Katie doesn't show up in my chat.
I was about to say, whenever she shows up in mine, I'm always excited. But it also tells me I've been up way too fucking late, because, I can't remember where she lives.
I think she's in the UK, buddy.
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember her saying that. She's either UK or Australia. Either way, it's fucking late. Is MSI the one that does the Republic of Gaming stuff?
No, that's Asus.
I know Asus does, but I want to say MSI is the one that like uses Asus boards and stuff like that.
They're the one with the dragon logo.
Mm.
They are a, like, I would say out of the most commonly used for building computers, they're at least in the top 3.
Is that good everything?
It's usually like Gigabyte, Asus, and then MSI. Yeah, it looks like it. I don't see anything else.
Apple's going to drop Intel, going to make their own CPUs. Yeah, they're doing that again, I know. And, okay, I sort of get what they're doing, why they're doing that.
It could be good or bad.
It's probably going to be bad, because they're going to go back to all proprietary bullshit at that point.
Here's the part that I think that this might actually work for them this time instead of going power, like, instead of it being like the power PC. And this is because they've had practice. They've had all this time to practice with their A chips for their
iPhones and stuff like that.
iPad and iPhone and all this stuff, dude. They've had all this time to practice with their architecture to have a base down. So now, since it's all going to be part of the same ecosystem, they have somewhere to start.
I mean, I get it.
It's cheaper.
It is.
It makes sense for them to do that. I mean, it's just the way that it's the nature of the beast for them. I'm curious to see if, one, I'm curious to see if it brings the cost of their products down.
Doubtful.
Or if it brings the cost of their products up.
Probably.
Because here's the thing though, is if it brings the cost of their products up, the performance better be fucking astronomical, or they ain't gonna sell for shit.
You're wondering why Apple started using Intel? So...
Because their power PC chips suck dick.
Yeah. So the thing is, the PowerPC was a bad, like, the chip didn't, they weren't figuring out how to get better processing power out of it. Like, what they were getting better processing power out of every iteration, but they were still lagging behind Intel. And part of what happened was they were looking at all of these Hackintoshes that were out there. And this is a true thing. They contacted a guy who they found out worked for them in the IT department that was building Hackintoshes on the side and making buku's money on it. And they were like, "How are you doing this?" And he told them how easy it was, and they did the cost analysis of basically they could upgrade their chips to a triple of what it was already doing and get the chips for cheaper than what it would cost to build them by going to Intel. So they made a deal with Intel to because they could, but the problem was, yeah, they upped their chip and they upped their speed and everything else. They didn't lower their fucking price.
Same here, but just sailing off to this, and I'm gonna lower our emissary flag.
And we're getting offline.
Hell yeah.
The only reason that I think,
Been rather fruitful.
yeah, the only reason I think that the price is going to go up again is it's not.
R&D.
Do what?
They'll claim it to be R&D.
Exactly. Research and development. And then the other thing about it is they're gonna pull the whole stunt of, well, we had to reopen companies to build it, and that's what cost more money. And everybody's then gonna bitch and be like, well, why didn't you stick with Intel? Because, you know, you originally upped the price saying that it cost more because you were buying your chips from another fucking company.
Because outsourcing is so much more expensive.
Yeah,
But
they should just use
over-
AMD to cut cost. Okay, so here's the funny thing is they've been using AMD GPUs for the past 5-10 years.
That, however, there's rooting to that though. It's because they are in bad blood with Nvidia, so they cannot get Nvidia GPUs.
I forget what happened on that one.
They burnt a lot of bridges with Nvidia. I can't remember what they did exactly. I just remember hearing that they I don't know if they tried like writing over code or something like that, or like proprietary drivers, and Nvidia was like, the fuck that, or what? Because that sounds like something they would do. But I thought it was freaking hilarious, because like
Sells
2080 or a Vega. Which one would I pick?
I can't find a lot of Mac products like you used to on Mac Warehouse in the old days. Well, that's because like
I mean, it's because Apple doesn't want people restoring their old Macs anymore. They literally buy them out or strip the providers.
yeah, and the other thing is they do this horrible thing the last couple of times. The other reason you're not finding a lot of them is a lot of people didn't want to buy the newer shit because it was shit, and so you were getting people were buying up the old used stuff.
Dude, I loved my old MacBook. It was just dead. Like, I think the CPU finally went in it, but it was like it was one of those MacBook Pros before they went to an aluminum body.
Oh, before they went to the unibody.
Mm-hmm.
So because it had an aluminum body so you either had an Intel MacBook Pro or you did not have you had a Power PC.
No, it was the first year they went Intel, I think.
Okay, that still was an aluminum body. It just wasn't the it wasn't the unibody.
Yeah, it wasn't the unibody. It had the pop top.
Yeah.
So like I could lift it from the inside if I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was easier to finagle.
That was the one I had, and so that was the one that died, and when it died, I made my Hackintosh to replace it.
Yeah, that thing lasted me over 10 years. I only had to replace a hard drive on it. That's all I had to do on it.
Oh shit. I had to place
Then
the,
again,
I had to replace the hard drive, and then the GPU went out because the fucking that was the one where they fucking fucked up the GPU to begin with.
and the sweet irony about the deal, like, and here's the thing, and this is why I don't like, this is why, like, Apple pisses me off. My buddy, like, that was a year behind me, got his Mac, he had the MacBook,
Yeah.
and he got his, and within the first couple months of him having it, hard drive went, like, and he went through hell getting it repaired. And it was like, dude, he just bought it from you guys. Like, it's like a fucking $1,000 computer base price. Like, fucking fix it. Jesus. I mean, yeah, hard drives fail. I'm not gonna blame them on that because it was probably like a Western Digital piece of shit or something like that. But still, you know.
They use Seagate.
How was it?
Yeah. Because that was the time period. That was the time period I was working for them as a tech guy.
See, Seagate has a little bit of a rep, but still. Seagate actually has offices in Pittsburgh. I forgot about that until
I know when I was working for them, they did nothing but Seagate. So. And that's what I would.
Were you a genius at one point?
No. I was not a genius. I was the guy in the back that nobody knew what his name was, and I'd be the guy that would repair your computer when you brought it in.
Dude, I would never want to work for Apple. Like, it's funny, because I have friends that have worked for Apple, and they're like, it's the best job ever. I'm like, dude, I don't see how that could ever be fun, because all I could imagine is you get to be an asshole most of the time. Like, yeah,
What do you mean you get to be an asshole?
like, most of their shit is scripted, but still, it's like, I mean, you hear this stuff about, oh, your screen's cracked. Buy the newest model, because your phone's 2 years old.
Okay, right. So that's the reason I couldn't be a genius was I
You'd be like, why can't we just fix something?
right.
Yeah.
Love that island. Love you.
That's the reason why I would be in the same boat as you do, because I'd be like, why can't we just fix it? That's why, like, Lewis Rossman is like my hero when it comes to that shit, dude.
I got so upset with it, and it's part of the reason I quit working for him was, and the other reason I quit working for him was they found out that I was doing what some of the other guys were doing, but they caught me doing it. Oh, you want to, like, you have this computer, it's out of warranty. Yes, you could pay Apple $900 to repair it, or you can go buy a Seagate. Prime example, what you're talking about. Your laptop, the hard drive goes bad on it. It's out of warranty, you can pay Apple like $900 to replace it, or you can go buy a Seagate hard drive of whatever size below an X certain size to. Whoa, we're going the wrong direction. I was just going towards the closest
Bring
fucking
it to
lights.
me and I'll swap it out for you.
No, no, no. I wouldn't even do that. I would tell them about the because if I tell them that, I'm definitely violating my contract that I was under, which was working for Apple. I can't work on your Apple computer unless it's going through Apple. But what I can do is I can tell you to go to iFixit.com.
Yes. Right to repair, bitch.
And it's 7 screws on the outside and 4 screw. Once you take off the top, you'll need to maneuver one item, and then it's 4 screws. And guess what? You pull the ribbon cable off, and you're done. And you put the new hard drive, the ribbon cable on, 4 screws in, and it's just reverse at that point. It takes 30 minutes max to do it.
A couple hours to reinstall Mac OS X, and then you're good.
And since your hard drive hasn't fully failed yet, what I recommend doing is before you do that, buy an external hard drive case and USB that son of a bitch over, and like just install the Mac OS X on it. And then once you've done that, then do the swap. Don't put anything else on it. Just install the OS.
Pull the data over.
And nope, don't pull the data, because you don't know if the data
Corrupted.
exactly. Get what you need saved off of it. Save it to a CD or a flash drive. Do not save it directly to that new hard drive. And I got caught telling people that. And it was one of those, like, I was already in the and they reprimanded me for it. They didn't fire me, they reprimanded me. And when they reprimanded me, they also, like, cut my hours. And I was like, fuck it. And then, people that knew that I was doing that, when they found out that I no longer worked for Apple, would just bring me their fucking computer.
Yep. Dude, like, do you watch Louis Rossman at all?
No.
On YouTube?
No.
Dude, he's like, he tries to, like, give Apple a big mushroom stamp at least twice a week. It's great. It's freaking hilarious. He's one of the, he literally owns a small ass, he owns a small Apple repair shop in New York City.
Yay.
Like, and he has literally been, like, fighting them tooth and nail, like, they've been trying to purposely bury his store by, like, cutting off his suppliers and everything. It's nuts. But it's utterly hilarious, because, like, he'll post all of this stuff that when it happens, he's like, this supply of batteries for iPhones and whatnot that I was supposed to get just got cut off by customs because Apple said so.
Okay, let's turn in our fruit crate, ammo crate. We got a cannonball crate. Do we get any other crates we need to turn in?
Oh, that's right, we had cannonball crate.
Yeah, just filled it up.
Someone who just completed the, or no, they didn't complete it, it just reset, I think.
Perfect timing.
I'm grabbing That's the last thing, right?
We got a check. Well, I think it's the last merchants thing. Yeah.
Dagger that bitch.
I'm making sure before we step off. We do have that. Yeah, it's got skulls in it. I found that just floating under our ship at shipwreck.
Nice.
You're an IBM service tech. IBM. That's a company that makes no sense to me. Like how they were such a huge fucking thing for so long, and then they like floundered
They
like they
used to-
did.
They used to be a behemoth, man. I feel like they're either that passive behemoth that don't give no fucks about nobody anymore, or
I think
they're just so minuscule compared to all these other big companies that it's like, meh.
I think it's the first one. They just don't give a
they've
shit
made-
really.
Yeah, they've just made their money. They're passively not giving two fucks about nobody.
Because they still make like their big thing right now is still their servers. Like I know their servers are like the big thing still.
I was gonna say, because these guys, they make what? Like, I don't know if they've gotten into quantum computing, but I'm pretty sure, like, they have, they do servers, they do, regular computers, they do calculators, they do everything. Like, at least I know they used to. But I just don't know where it all ends with them anymore. Because I know, like, I'm pretty sure when I was in school, I used an IBM calculator.
I never used one of those. I always used Texas Instrument.
Like, the ones that used to be, like, in carrying cases by, like, the 20s. Like, when I was...
They do
it was,
quantum
like,
server as listed on the internet
do they?
a good many months ago last year. Yeah.
Oh, so they did get into quantum computing. Oof.
Uh,
That's a whole mess of its own, dude.
yeah. So I did the TI, the 83 and the 84 and the TI 85, the graphic calculators.
Yeah. Did you hear that they blocked out the coding apps that they used to let people do?
Oh, on the TIs.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. They completely shut down that service because they were afraid people were gonna use it for. Oh no, they knew people were using it for cheating too much.
I was about to say I used it.
So they were like, yeah, let's not even bother. So I was, which sucks because for those that were using it for fun, like playing like Doom and shit like that, like or just like rookie coding.
Yeah. See, I had a couple of games on mine, but I also like
I had Snake on mine.
Yep, Snake, and then I had a couple of other games. We had a tank game. Like we could link 2 to 3 of the TIs together and play tanks.
Nice.
Where you would just shoot each other, and it would give you each person had the same screen. But the reason that everybody got upset with it was people like me who figured out that we could encode it to like redo math problems. So if you knew the problem beforehand, like the teacher said, this question will be on your test, type thing.
You can just save the answer in the question.
Right, and you could save it in a stored memory bank that like all you had to do was hit a button and it would pull that stored memory bank back to a normal thing. Um, and like one of my friends even went to the point of like he had inserted the whole text of a test into his and like he could read like the question and the answer and the steps to answer the question.
So that's
Found out years ago how to come up with an answer for division math on the computer, which upset my teacher. Yeah. Well, like, one of mine, my friend used his for a chemistry test, where like he basically had he had the whole fucking periodic table on his on his calculator,
ooh, I did. I had that.
where it told you how many electrons and neutrons and protons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was fucking sweet to have, dude.
but his calculator, he had set up a program in it, because he hated fucking doing it. Of like, if you combine, like
Dude,
you
that
could tell it,
was pretty badass in the clouds.
you could tell it you're combining oxygen and something else, and it'd give you the coding for like what that would be called and how it would lose its electrons and so forth. Anyways, that's a trip down memory lane because we were doing that shit in high school, and that also in high school I originally thought I was going to be a computer engineer, and when I got into university, my professors in university were the ones that fucked, like, they basically pushed me away from it. Um, One, I had a teacher that we were doing my first coding class that I had. I had taken a coding class at another university for high school credit. Um, to, and so then when I was taking a course in the major university I went to, I already knew how to write code, but I wrote code a bit different than what my teacher liked. And she got really pissy because I didn't write the code the way she wanted it to be wrote. Even though my code had a GUI interface instead of just a C prompt type interface, so it was like Windows and whatnot.
Yeah.
I would get C's on those, and I'm like, how am I getting a C? It does more than you want it to, and you can't error it. Like, why are you giving me a C? She's like, it's the code wasn't wrote properly. I'm like, what? How was the code not wrote properly? You cannot cause it to error, and it does more than you want it to do. Just because it wasn't wrote the way you want it wrote, and it's notated too. I notated all of my shit properly. Well, I found out she's gonna be my professor for the next 2 fucking years.
See, I had one professor
Oh, it
like
gets better.
in I had one professor like that in the IT department at Slippery Rock for me. And this was the last straw for me when I was like in computer science. Um, and he was, I walked in as like week 3 or 4 of the semester.
Yeah.
So it was like maybe like the first big test of the year. I walked in the door on the dot, like, and he goes, like, I walked up, got my test. He goes, "You're late." I'm like, "No, I'm not." I like literally looked back, pointed at the thing, and I was like, It's 9 a.m. Like, it's not 9:01. It's 9. He goes, don't let it happen again. I'm like, I was like this close to just telling him to fuck off.
So I found that out. Here was what I was like. I was willing to deal with that bitch for 2 years. But
It's a scallion just like slowly rolling up.
but what finally broke my like I said fuck it and like quit was you know how you as a freshman they require you to like go talk to a counselor.
Was she your advisor?
Nope.
Oh god, I was gonna say that would have been like bye.
Nope. So I went to my advisor for my next. You have to talk to your advisor between semesters to tell them what you're taking, and they have to sign off on your first couple of years to approve, your class load. And I had a single class. I was taking 12 hours of like everything I needed to take, and I had an extra 1 hour course of guitar that I was going to take.
Oh my god, they told you to drop it.
Yep. And I said, no, I don't want to. And he said, you don't need it. I'm not signing off if you don't. And I was like, you either sign off on it or I'm going to a different university and I'm dropping your program. And he was like, that's fine. And the reason I couldn't just go over his head, because I would have gone over his head, was he was the dean of the fucking university. He was the dean of the computer engineering. My advisor was the dean of the computer engineering department.
Oh god.
So there was nobody above him that I could go and be like, hey, my advisor's being a dick.
Yeah, the only other step other than that would have been going to the fucking president of the university. Good luck with that.
I was already on a bad term on that one because I'd already taken a teacher and a dean to the fucking president that earlier that semester. I had a teacher that I wrote I found out that the teacher was like hardcore. So this was during the year that Al Gore and Bush were trying to get elected for president last year.
I remember that year.
Okay, so she was a hardcore Gore supporter, which I don't mind the fact that she was a Gore supporter. But what I disliked was she like
She was
forced
trying to shove it down your throat.
right, and
to
she
the point where it was disgusting.
and when I wrote a paper that was against what she believed, she gave me an F on it, and I was like, "Where's what's the errors on it?" The reason I asked her what the errors were on it was I just had my mother look it over, and my mother's an English teacher, and my mother couldn't find any errors on it. So when I got an F on it, I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I don't like your thesis, and I'm like, that doesn't fucking matter. This is an English class.
Yeah, I was
What
gonna
we
say.
write about is not the fucking like. You're not grading us on what we write about. You're grading us on how we write.
I'm not paying you to give me hugs and kisses. And I'm not paying you for your opinion. I'm paying you to teach me.
So
Not give me your fucking opinion.
So I took her to the dean. The dean wouldn't look at it. So then I like took it to the president saying, look, I have a dean and a teacher that are basically and when it was looked at, they finally like looked at it. There were like 2 or 3 weeks left in class. And basically, they forced her to change all of my grades back to something that was comparable.
Passing.
Right. So I got all 3.0s on all of her stuff. And I'm like, I should have got a 4.0 in that class. Because I did all my work, I did everything I was supposed to, but because I wrote shit that you thought was against your beliefs, You just weren't gonna fucking, like, give me the 4.0 that I deserve.
That's why you should keep politically charged shit out, you goofy hoes.
Right. So I was already on bad terms, sort of, with because I'd already taken one dean to the fucking president. I didn't want to be that kid that was doing that.
Yeah, I understand that one.
So I just changed universities, and because it put such a bad taste in my mouth of like dealing with all of that, I had already started debating on going into like a music field or some other field other than computer engineering. So when I went into my next university, I started looking into like doing other things. Um, Not to mention, when I changed universities, they didn't accept some of my transfer stuff, and I was going to have to go back and take some maths again that I'd already taken. And I'm like, no, I'm not going back and taking Cal 1 again. Fuck off.
I'm not blaming you on that one.
So I just changed to a thing. They were like, oh, you've taken, like, you can pass the remedial math portion, sure. Or, when I changed schools to a different university, they didn't, or a different college, when they looked at it, or, different degree, they looked at it and they were like, we don't care. Versus an engineering degree requires you to take like Cal 2, and like a bunch of other shit like that. And I really didn't want to take Cal 1 again, which would technically be putting me behind. Whereas the other the one that I was going to take, or the college I went into for doing music and TV and video production, all they wanted you to pass was like algebra.
Nice.
And I was like, and so they looked at it and they were like, oh, like you're gonna have to retake. They wanted you to retake Cal 1. Whatever. I'm like, score. What music do I play? So I'm a guitarist and bass player. I don't really play a lot of music anymore. I was a music producer more than I was a musician. I do play music. Do know how to play music. I also can play the drums a little bit. I play keyboards, but it's mostly what I would do is sit behind a computer and record it, and then
You have
produce
all
it.
the pluckables, and I have all the wind instruments.
I want to learn bagpipes.
Dude, that's the one of the instruments that I never got to try.
I want to learn bagpipes, and I want to learn hurdy-gurdy. I know how to play mandolin. I know how to play banjo. I have a banjo, a mandolin. I don't even know how many fucking guitars and bass guitars. I have a keyboard. I've got a baby grand, or no, not a baby grand. I've got I gave up the baby grand, but I did keep. I've got a 1931 jazz upright piano.
Nice.
The company that made it was based in Chicago. They no longer exist.
That's probably decent value then.
But I've got that, and then so keyboards, piano, mostly stringed instruments, which is why I'm all for the hurdy-gurdy. I would absolutely love a hurdy-gurdy. Because it's a cross between playing like a violin and a keyboard. Like it's key-based playing, and instead of playing like this, your hands rocked, and it's not like a guitar. It's rocked this way, pushing keys to play, and then you've got a crank that you have to do, which is like the guitar. So this is where doing this motion here, this doesn't bother me, the cranking and the playing. And the funny thing is I wanted to learn a hurdy-gurdy before I found out that there was a hurdy-gurdy in this game. And then I found out there was a hurdy-gurdy in this game, and I was like, this is even better. And this is the hurdy-gurdy, for those that don't know. Also known as the wheel fiddle.
Yeah, it's funny because I took piano lessons when I was young,
Yeah.
and then like when I was in high school, like I like all of a sudden got conned into playing saxophone. Like, I think it was like my sophomore year, I was like asked, "Hey, do you want to learn how to play saxophone?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was for jazz. I was like, "Yeah, I like jazz music, so sure, why the hell not?" The band teacher was like, "Okay, cool, you'll be playing Barry sax." And I mean, I was like, I'm roughly the same size I am now, so like, 210-pound kid, like trying to learn how to play a fucking like 20-pound fucking saxophone. And it's funny as shit because you need wind power to play
Yeah.
that motherfucker.
So the reason I didn't get into doing orchestra type stuff like sax and whatnot was when my school that I went to, they got you into a band at like 4th grade, and I'm not talking like we're gonna teach you recorders. No, like they actually gave us like you could get instruments and they teach you how to start playing early
They
on.
literally like go, just do any of these instruments try interest you, and they like
Right. So
yeah, they see, dude. I was an anomaly. Like, I was like a rare fucking like chance that I even started band so late. Like,
so you ready for me? When my school did that, what they would do is they'd also give us a test where they would play notes, and you had to tell whether the note was high, low, and like it also played like this is an F, this is a C. We're gonna play a note. You tell us whether it's a C or an F, and I could tell the difference in 4th grade. And my teacher in that school was like, "Yeah, you can be in the band. We want you to play trombone."
you're kidding me.
And I'm like, "I don't want to play trombone. Like, I wanted to be like a sax player or something like that."
They wanted you to play something since you had fucking killer pitch.
Right. And I was like, and she basically did this whole like hoopla of like, you either play trombone or like we have enough sax players. We don't need a sax player. And it was one of those, basically I had to either play trombone or not be in the band. And I didn't want to play trombone. Didn't give a shit. So guess what? I wasn't in the band and never joined orchestra. My sister, 4 years later, my sister tries to join. She doesn't have the ears that I do. Guess what she played? Saxophone.
See, I'm sorry. If someone has the ear, you nurture the fuck out of it. You don't just go, you're gonna play this.
Well, so what I ended up doing was that's why I got into guitar, was like, I had the ear, I enjoyed it, I enjoyed music, always have. So I got into guitar and like absolutely love it. I would have loved to join a like if that band had like cellos or something like that, I would have jumped on that because a cello
Dude,
where you don't have a fret and you need to
I took
have that
cello lessons
pitch.
my junior year of college, and it was so amazing.
Right. And that's the whole you need to have that ability to sort of hear the pitch. Like you have an idea about where your hand needs to go for a note, but you don't have a fret to actually tell you that you're on the right spot. And that's where I would love to do cello or double bass. I still would love to buy a double bass because like I think it'd be amazing to have a double bass.
It's the combination of that and just when you run is you don't just hear
Yeah.
one note. You literally you can hear the if your ear is tuned enough, you can hear the overtone series ring from it, and it's just like butter to me. I was just like, oh. That's the part where I was just like, I need a cello now. I wish I owned a cello. It was so amazing.
Mostly playing metal, but also rock and blues. Did a short stint as a studio guitarist for Jazz R&B Studio. Nice. So I get more work for metal, rock and blues as a guitarist where I live.
I like the counter line.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh, there was a dissonant there.
Ooh, the whole line is dissonant as fuck. I dig it.
See, this is why I want a hurdy-gurdy. But yeah, when I play guitar or bass, I typically get picked up more for metal and rock and blues in my area. But that's just the area I live in. If I move to a different area, it changes based on your area, your geographical area of what is more needed for players, as for studio players. If you're able to do jazz and R&B, then most of the time you're able to be picked up for blues and rock. Metal's about the only weird one that most people like. Jazz and R&B players can't always do metal. A lot of people think that I'm an odd guitarist. I started off doing, when I got really big into doing rock type music, I did took you for K-pop player. No, here's the funny one. A lot of people think that I play guitar weird, like I have an odd strum pattern, and I know I have an odd strum pattern. And that's because I grew up playing ska. So, that...
Do you drop your strap?
What do you mean?
Is your strap, all the way down, where it's to your, balls?
Depends on the guitar.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I could see you being, one of the ones that's, picking them while it's, all the way past your balls, because that's usually how, a lot of ska players, they have it, dropped so fucking low. And I'm like, damn, you gotta have long-ass fucking arms for that shit, man.
No, mine typically sits about at my waist. Past your knees. Yeah, exactly. Now,
dude, exactly. It's holy shit.
I've got a friend that plays that way, and I'm still he always laughs because he's like, how can you play certain songs? And I'm like, it's because I don't have to reach 30,000 miles to try to string my fucking guitar, you dumbass. If you would pull your fucking guitar up just a little bit, you'd be able to get a little bit more fingering done on it.
I still think one of my favorite to play, though, bass steel pans.
Bass steel pans are fun.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
I love how our stream, here at the end, has just been a music.
Dude, our stream, conversationally, has been a total clusterfuck. Straight up.
I'm also sort of surprised we've sat here as long as we have and not had anybody roll up on our asses.
Dude, I know. I was wondering the same thing, actually. I've been kind of wondering if we should just scuttle the ship and hide. But I haven't seen anybody on the horizon either.
You're gonna call it a night? Thanks for the
Yeah.
stream. Thanks, broadcaster. Yeah, I think we're calling it a night as well. Computer, give me a number 1 through 9. Computer, give me a number 1 through 9. There we go. I'm a BC Rich Warlock. Okay, I'm your stereotypical like fuckhead. I have all Gibson Les Pauls.
I mean, you live in the land of freaking Gibson, so
Well, okay, so I have a house. I actually own a house that is, I think it's 5 miles from a Gibson factory. So, but yeah, I have 3 or 4 Les Pauls, and then bass wise, I have a Schecter and an Ibanez. And then my acoustic, any gold tops? Yes. Had to think. My gold top is in storage. I don't ever use it because it's worth money. I've got 2 guitars that like I pull them out and like make sure they're in good condition every so often, but don't play them. One of them is the one that my friend. I played in a band that actually like had money, and when I say had money, like my friend was signed by Gibson prior to me joining, and he basically gave me a guitar from them, where we went down to the Gibson factory and I told him exactly what I wanted. So it's a limited edition me guitar. That one I don't play often, and when I do play it, like I enjoy playing it, love it, but like a lot of people are like, "What is it?" I'm like, "Well," and a lot of people just look at it and think it's just a standard Les Paul, but it's custom built. It's my baby, but I'm not a big like gold tops. Just like they're meh to me. I'd rather have a good like. I just have like a bunch of different sunbursts and so forth. Um, I'm too poor to own more than one. So within arm's reach, I've got one Epiphone, one Epiphone Les Paul, one Gibson Les Paul, and then I've got 2 basses, and then I got a Takamine.
I sold my bass to Greg.
Yeah, no.
That thing was my baby for a long time.
My Epiphone that I own is I bought it in Japan, and it was the whole I just didn't want to take a guitar to Japan when I went to Japan, and then when I was moving back from Japan, I wanted to sell it originally, just get money back from it, but the amount they wanted to give me for it was not worth. I could ship it back for $60, and they were gonna give me $100 for it, and I'm like, you know what? I paid $150 for it. I'll just ship it back for the 60 because it's a $300 guitar. Like if you were to buy it, and that was the other thing that pissed me off about it was they were only going to give me $100 for it, but they were selling the exact same fucking guitar used for $300, and I'm like,
So you're going to triple your money on it.
yeah, like fuck off. Like I'll just hold on to it, ship it back home. So I have a guitar that was made, and it's the only like it's a Les Paul, but it's a Epiphone Les Paul made in Japan. So it's an interesting, I've got conversation pieces, but I play it all the time because it's an Epiphone. To me, it's yeah, it's not the. I've got a Gibson Spirit, which is a prototype guitar. They made the Spirits back in 81 to 85, and I have an 82 model, but it doesn't have all 82 hardware on it. It is a prototype. Even the serial number, when it was looked up, they were like, this wasn't ever supposed to be sold. How did you get this? I'm like, I don't know. My friend sold it to me for $150. It was my first guitar ever. I absolutely love that thing. Gibson tried to buy it from me for $3,000. And if they're willing to offer $3,000 right off the bat, that means it's worth more than that.
Yeah, seriously.
um,
That means that it's either going to go into a display case,
or it's going to be burned.
or it will literally be destroyed.
It'll probably be in a display case. First one I bought was a Max Fender Strat. Okay. But yeah, like, I don't know. Music is just a passion of mine. I got into I gave up gaming at one point just to deal with music. Like, I didn't play video games for a long time because I was too busy either producing or writing or being in a band. Because I've toured numerous times across the U.S. I've even toured other countries with a band as a guitarist, and I would love to do that again. It's just the biggest problem was at the time that I first moved back from Japan, I had a couple of offers, and I didn't take them because I moved back from Japan to America to take care of my family. My parents were very sick at the time, and they're still alive, and I love them to death. But it was one of those that, like, I took care of family first, and like music was gonna come second. And now a lot of those chances are gone, and I can't, due to the fact that the way music industry is, like, if you get those chances and you don't take them, it's hard to get back into it. So,
Ain't that the truth?
but anyways, enough of that crazy talk. Thank you guys so much for coming in and watching the stream. Corb, as always, thank you for streaming with me.
Yeah, brother.
And if you're new to the stream, we end all the late night streams with a page from Go the Fuck to Sleep. Tonight's page number 2. The windows are dark in town, child. The whales huddle down in the deep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear you'll go the fuck to sleep. I'm Shinigami Tabris. Hope you have a wonderful day or wonderful night wherever you are. And I'll catch you later. Peace out.